Good morning, students. Welcome back to the next session of our English compulsory class, in which we are studying English for entrepreneurs and prose for business inspiration. Today we'll see an article by Daniel Gulati entitled as Facebook is making us miserable. As we all know that we are living in the age of social media and social networking sites. So this lesson was written by Daniel Gulati as a part of his research on passion and profession regarding the young leaders across the globe. The objectives for this lesson would be to study the obsession of people for social media, as we all are obsessed, and how this obsession may be very dangerous for our personal and professional lives. Another objective of this lesson is to expose the addiction of social media and its adverse impact on our social and psychological life. The next one is to study the different dimensions of social media. Though we are using it as a part of our daily life, but it has its own dimensions that are affecting our life in many ways. The next objective for this lesson would be to know the ill impact of social media on our relations. It is harming our personal relations also. So these are the four objectives that we'll learn or we'll try to accomplish after learning this lesson. And what are the takeaways to the home? You will learn in this. You will understand the obsession of people for social media. After learning this lesson, you will know how people are obsessed and how they are devastating their own lives. You will be analyze the addiction of social media and its adverse impact on our social and psychological lives. You will understand and you will be able to analyze it in your own way. You will be able to scrutinize the different dimensions of social media that we are using nowadays, and you will be able to understand the ill impact of social media on our personal relations and professional relations also. So this is Mr. Daniel Gulati. He is a New York based tech entrepreneur of Asian Australian origin. He is the co-author of Passion and Purpose, Stories from the Best and Brightest Young Business Leaders. For this, he has conducted the research which he has formulated in this article also. And now this text, in the beginning, I would like to tell you that Facebook is making us miserable. It's a persuasive article. It's trying to persuade you from balancing your usage of social media. It reflects the preoccupation of young generation with social media and social networking sites. This article was actually published in Harvard Business Review. It somewhere hints at the way people are always in a hurry to update their status consistently, and how it affects their personal life. And overall, in your office or at your home, how it affects the updation mania. It has created the unhealthy online culture of competition and comparisons. And another thing that this text highlights is the way it fragments our time and negatively affects our offline relations. Here, Gulati offers some practical tips that you can use and avoid the ill effect of social media sites. Okay, so let's begin with the lesson. Now here you can see the way these all icons have walked our life. In the beginning, in the last decade, somewhere in 2004, Facebook was introduced. Mark Zuckerberg and company, it came with this, what we can say, the life-changing platform that really changed the dimension of our future life. It was aimed at to connect with the people. And then many social networking sites came, like Pinterest is there now, LinkedIn is there, then G plus, then Twitter is there, Instagram, YouTube you can see, and so many. TikTok, some video apps are also there. We use TikTok, Moj, and so many things, and it has literally destroyed our generations because we don't know how to make the balanced use of these social networking sites. These sites are excellent if they are properly utilized for our professional or personal enhancement. But we are just flowing, going with the wind, and it's harmful. It has somewhere misfocused our generations. So now we have WhatsApp, and it is owned by Facebook itself. So it adds new feature every now and then, and we try to explore those features, how to send multiple files. Nowadays WhatsApp has somewhere restricted to 5 people at once, but before that it was immense, all you can send at once. Though it has its own merits, as we all are interacting through WhatsApp and Facebook lives for our even our educational purpose. So it is in your hand how you make use of those all nice and advanced features to make growth, to make development in your personal and professional careers. So these are the social networking and social media sites which in a real sense has helped us to come closer. But is there always, but it has its own side effects also. Now we'll discuss those all side effects and how it has affected our lives in so many ways. We'll discuss that in the coming slides. As I was discussing, that Facebook was launched in 2004. So it was completely a new commencement of a new revolution in internet and social media platform. Before that, we used to call each other, we used to meet, but it was not possible to meet people who are at distance often. So we used to make call, but it was unable to see them, and but Facebook has made it easy. We can share our photographs, we can share our videos, even video chats were there, so it helped us to come closer. But we didn't know when it took over our personal emotions, right? So we just whirled away. We were we in the whirlpool of these all new features of Facebook, and then we just didn't understand the way it has affected our lives. Then its excessive use has taken over our personal and professional lives. Daniel Gulati, when he was researching for passion and profession, he interviewed many professionals, and while interacting with these all people, he found that this has become a dominant communication platform. And at the same time, Facebook being the dominant communication platform, it has contributed to our career anxiety. We know the fever of social media. Ask a new person who is just recently introduced to these platforms, and then slowly the platform gulps him down. He is swayed away. So this is the process that we should take care, we should understand. Now, what are the things that have given us Facebook and our life, how it is related? So comments and reactions. For example, if suppose this age can be also be called as age of trolling. now and then we post something, some celebrities, some leader, he or she posts something, and the horde of what we can say, the followers, we have followers, we call them followers, or the trollers, followers press them, they comment good, excellent, encourage them to do this. And on the other hand, trollers, they will troll you or that particular person for no reason or somewhat so for obvious reasons. So life has become the space between comments and trolling, right? And the way these social media websites offer the options for sharing, we can share new tickers, new news, you can share top stories are there, you can share the top stories, news feed is there, then you can share your photographs in a large scale, so you can open your heart. And nowadays there is a wonderful ad by Facebook, dil khol ke to dekho. And in recent times like pandemic, we have really it has brought us all together. It the all distances, irrespective of lockdown, the distance was collapsed. It helped us to be together in times of emergency, because you can't meet people now. So this has become the best thing to interact, right? So Facebook has helped us in this way also. But when this article was written, the situation was, we all were enjoying our common social life, and then it became harder. So let's see how it has made our lives miserable. Now, hyper sharing. Sharing is okay, but when you constantly share something, every now and then, mamas and your boys and girls, even fathers, they are all the time they're busy on Facebook, FB. We call it FB wall. So they are updating, they're keeping something, they're tagging, nagging something on this wall. They wanted to portray something on this wall. So they are sharing something on their timeline. And this hyper sharing has literally threatened our happiness, because instead of enjoying our personal moments at home, like birthday celebration, it's a personal affair, you can enjoy it with your family, we are trying to make it public. And while making it public, we lose the intensity of enjoying such moments. All the time we are trying to capture those moments in framework, and trying to do so is that you are not there. Somewhere you are saving that moment for the future, so that you will see that those moments in the form of photographs, in the form of videos. But what about the present, right? So you are not there in the present, you are not enjoying literally that moment. So we have forgotten the concept of carpe diem, means live in the present moment, seize the day. We don't, we are like, we are seizing the day for the future. And when you share that, even though you're sharing to your friends, you're tagging some people in that, and then you're sharing, you're trying to reach them, you're trying to reach, you're trying to convey your feelings to them. But what happens, they would like it, like thumbs up. Now we have emojis and icons that would exactly replicate our emotions on the screen, and people will comment, yes, wow, good, this. But do you think those words, those emojis actually reflect the emotions of these people? No, not for all of them. Some of them just liking it because they also wanted that you should like their post. They are commenting because they also want that you will comment on their post. They are sharing your post because they want that you should share their post, right? Somewhere, as Gulati has observed, underlies the problem of jealousy. People are jealous of each other, and in this competition, they are anxious. And as the universal law, we can say humorously, people can digest the happiness of others, and it makes them depressed, right? So this liking, commenting and sharing and posting, consistent, relentlessly we are doing this, and it has created the culture of jealousy. Though I'm happy, I'm showing, I'm posing that yeah, I'm happy, I'm with you, But somewhere deep down, there lies a thread of jealousy. That why I'm not there, or like this, or somewhere anxiety is there. We are depressed with the happiness of others. But let me tell you, my friends, though they are posting this, these people always trying to pose in a very feel good moments. They are equally jealous, anxious, and depressed. So this is another side of Abby Walls. Abby Wall seems to be very happy go lucky, but the other side of this Abby Wall, the personal zones of these all peoples, they are very dark. Understood? So these dark zones have made our lives miserable because we are not living those all moments intensely. We should capture these all moments actually in our heart, in our brain, so that whenever you close your eyes, you will enjoy those all moments. You don't need any photograph for that, right? So instead of doing this, we are just capturing that on our digital media. This is harmful. Then what Gulati has said through one interview, means he cites one interviewer who says that although he is my best friend, I kind of despise his updates. So people, though you say or you may be the best friend, but how would you react to the person who is constantly updating his FB wall? It's repelling, it repels. It is pathetic, it is despising. That's why people despise the updates of even of their best friends if it is done continuously. Now, when Gulati was working on his research project, so he came to know that how Facebook, in the particular context, and nowadays, as we have Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, and so many, right? So many social media or social networking sites. So, how they are distressing our lives in a different way. So here in this context, Gulati has called three distressing ways. And which are these three ways? Number one, den of comparison. We have heard about lion's den, right? Once who enters into the lion's den, it is impossible to come alive because the lion is there, he would eat up you, right? Here, the den of comparison is same. Once you enter into that den of comparison, you will not be safe person, right? So don't enter into this den of comparison. Next he says fragmenting our time. Now you can realize if early in the morning you're WhatsApping, right? You're sending messages. How much time you are taking for that? You say that I'll use it for 5 minutes, but you don't know when it happens 1 hour, 2 hours. In the same, whenever you enter on the FB wall, you don't know when it happens. You are lost into that world for nearly 2-3 hours. Some people, they would browse Facebook for hours together during night if they didn't get time in the day. So this fragments our time because we are spending, or what we can say, we are misutilizing our precious time just on browsing. So this is the worst time management. And the last but very important thing, it has declined. There is a decline in our close relationships. Even in the family, mothers, if they are obsessed with this social media, they won't pay proper attention to their children. Same case with the father, loss of duties and so many things. Proper integrity is not there in the families. Children, they are losing their study hours, precious study hours, and the most important thing, the communal life, the togetherness, we are losing that. The bondage, the bonding, close bonding, emotional. We are no more sharing our happiness together. We are just, always on the wall, virtual world we are living instead of real world. So even we are saying good morning, good night on our WhatsApp to our parents. So this is a rather bad thing. So these are the three ways. Let's discuss them in detail. So the first thing first, day of comparison. How it is? Now see, uh, Facebook profiles. They're for security reasons, they're made more fortified. You have so many options on Facebook, whether you want to make it public, selective friends, or your private one, right? Who create this profile? If suppose I am creating my account, obviously I'll create my profile. And what Daniel Gulati says, these are the self-curated. Self-curated means I am doing these all things. I am deciding what to keep there or what not to keep there. So obviously, when I am sharing this to the world, what I will share? I will share only good moments, the moments of honors and the achievements, right? So these profiles are strongly biased because they are sharing only positive milestones. I will not share that my boss has scolded me, how he has insulted me. I won't share that. I won't say, hey buddies, my boss has insulted me in a very bad way. I won't. But if he would have said yes, good, I would multiply that good. My boss has he has appreciated my efforts. He said congratulations. He gave me appreciation and this and that. So these all things are exploited. So we are sharing only positive milestones. And what we are doing then? We are avoiding, as I have said, we are avoiding or mentioning more humdrum, emotional moments with sadness and negativity. We keep it in our personal zone, and that is why we are suffering. We are in a negative zone. We are sharing only good things with others, but when you keep sorrow with you, you are sorrowful in more ways, right? So sharing only positive, good thing, bright thing, glamorous thing, what it has created? It has created an online culture of competition and comparisons. People share their photographs with good clothes, they're looking handsome, right? They're sharing their photographs of vacations, parties, celebration, wedding ceremonies, and everything. And in these all pictures, when I look at that, somewhere I feel I should look like this. So I compare myself, what a family, yeah, what a nice family. They are going on vacation, staying together, enjoying together, or friends for that matter. So I also wanted to go with my friends on the vacation, long drive, partying or climbing, right? But I can't, for some reasons or other, I can't go. So somewhere, in my mind, it creates competition, and instantly the comparison chart is there. Here they are, here I am. So all when chart is complete of comparisons, I am nullified, I am nothing, and it causes me unhappiness. So comparison, he says that this comparison with others is a key driver of unhappiness, right? Those people who are there, you don't know how they are there, okay? They are there for sharing or enjoying or celebrating or just to make you jealous. You don't know, right? So one should avoid of entering into the den of this damn comparison. Gulati here mentions one of the writer, Tom DeLonge, who has written a book called as Flying Without a Net. And here in this book, what Tom has talked about, the comparing trap. We all are, captured or trapped into this comparing trap. This is very bad habit. This psychological makeup of ever comparison would be a great trap to your happiness. What he says, No matter how successful we are and how many goals we achieve, this trap causes us to recalibrate our accomplishment. What he says? You may be very successful, you might have achieved your goals, but constant comparisons with others, it's like meter down. So always you start with zero. You neglect your own achievements, your own success, because there's a saying in English that grass on the other side is always green, right? So we always see the grass on the other side that is green. Your grass may be lush green, but you avoid that because your focus is on the other side. So instead of focusing on our own success, our own achievements, we are focusing on others. So somewhere, it has recalibrated our accomplishment and reset the bar of for how we define success. So we define our success from the perspective of others, and this is impossible. You will be nowhere then if you define your success from the other's perspective. You should define your success with your perception. So what he says, as we judge the entirety of our own lives against the top 1 percentile of our friends' lives, we are setting impossible standards for ourselves and making us miserable than ever. Right? We all are unique, we all are unique. Our lives are different, our perceptions are different, our vision is different, and our destinies are also different. So when everything is different, why to compare them? Live your own life in a better way. Don't compare with others, because this comparison would make you depressed person, frustrated person, because you will never match with them. Same case maybe with these people when they are looking at you, okay? Same case would be with them. For them, you would be the greater person, successful, achiever. For them, and they might be, counting their success according to your benchmarks, and they might think that they are unsuccessful. So, it's like we all are suffering at the same time. So, nobody is happy. Though we are successful, though we are achievers, we are failures in our own way because we are unhappy, we are miserable, right? Because of this comparing trap. What is next? Distressing way, as per Gulati, fragmenting our time. Now, how it fragments our time, as I have told in the beginning, you can log in your Facebook account from anywhere. It's a horizontal strategy. One can log in more frequently from different devices like office, home, through iPads, or while shopping through smartphones. But I still remember when Facebook was there in 2004. I might have gone for this in 2006 or 7. And what happened in those days, you don't have smartphones. So there were internet cafes. Internet cafes have become the thing of fast, right? So for everything you have to go there, you have to pay 10 rupees or 20 rupees per hour, and then you will check your email. Smartphones were not then in usage in India, at least. So you will go, you will check your email, and then you will search for whatever. You will write that I want to search this. So you will make the list, and time being you will go there and you will search your Facebook wall also. You will update on this. I think that was the best thing, because you are spending 1 hour for doing these all things, or at most 2 hours checking this all your virtual world, exploring that. But when you got your iPads, you got your smartphones, it has literally threatened our lives. We are not ourselves. We are always in imaginary I, or we are always in a virtual world. So we are shadow of ourselves. We are not in reality. So when I got my smartphone, as you also know, I have freedom. I can log in any social networking site at any time. All the time, people, they are sitting friends and doing their taking into their smartphones. So this has, lead to the very pathetic results in our lives. Next thing, as I have told you, we are not where we should be. Physically, we are less where we are. Suppose it is considered that uh, I have promised my son to be with him at his gathering, annual gathering, okay, for his performance in his play. I may be there, but all the time, instead of watching the wonderful moments of my life that I'll cherish in my future, what I'm doing, I'm on my phone, I'm on Facebook, or at least I'm trying to capture that all performance on my phone and trying to post it on the FB wall. So I'm less present. I'm not enjoying my son's performance. And this is the case with so many people. Almost we all do this. Then all the time, if suppose I'm with my family, okay, somewhere on the vacation, but what happens? Something is always on my mind. A presentation, a meeting, or I need, there is a very urge to reply the messages. Constantly you want to reply, you want to say something, or this need to say something, need to reply messages, it is harmful. You are spoiling the vacation. So what Gulati says, constant tabbing between real life task and Facebook. So you are switching here and there. So he calls it as a switching cost. As you all are commerce people, so you can understand what is cost, right? Nothing is free. Here also it has switching cost. And this switching cost, by economists and psychologists, they say that it impacts gravely and negatively on the quality performance. You can't perform well. For example, you are given a deadline that you need to finish this particular thing within 2 hours. And what happens? You are switching, you are playing with your Facebook, and distraction is there. This distraction is causing great harm to you. Now what is this? We are doing so many things, and somewhere when you are doing so many things at the same time, these so many things will not lead you to sense of achievement. So there would be poor performance, and you will have pathetic self-worth, right? You will question mark your own worth. So what is this switching cost now? The loss in productivity associated with changing from one task to another. We are taking so many things at the same time. We are doing this A, B, C, D, from jumping one to another. Not completing A, then we'll start B, then C. No. Start simultaneously. And it causes chaos. Dr. Sri Kumar Rao has talked about this. He says that this switching or multitasking is one of the 10 steps to unhappiness. Okay, means according to him, one of the 10 steps to happiness is mindfulness. Mindfulness means one thing at one time. Complete that, then start another, because you will complete that one task with full concentration, with enjoyment, right? And you will have some sense of achievement. Learning is also there if you do it with a focus. But in multitasking, there is no learning, there is no enhancement, there is no sense of achievement. Understood? And that's why it causes unhappiness. So this multitasking, switching, from one thing to another. This constant distraction leads to late. Means you don't meet your deadlines. You're always late, right? And when you are late, but at the same time you give poor performance. You complete it in a very poor quality. You're just trying to finish it, right? You don't want to complete that, but you just want to finish that, and that is why your work is of poor quality. And when it is of poor quality, what you will think of yourself? Obviously you'll say that I don't know anything, I am useless. And this uselessness, sense of being useless, is very dangerous. One should not do this. And third thing is decline of close relationship. Now, the way we have discussed, we are not with our family, though physically we are with them. I am not with my son, though I am physically with them for his drama performance or his musical performance. What? Because we are not there. And here Gulati writes that people Facebook chat instead of meeting. For example, you have friends and you often meet, but due to some circumstances you are unable to meet each other. So you use Facebook chat. It's okay. But when you can easily meet with each other, okay, you can celebrate your joys, you can share your sorrows. But instead of doing, if you Facebook chat, that means there's no bonding between you and me, between your friends. And now in this current situation, you might have understood the dire need of meeting people, right? Physically meeting somebody, giving them a tight hug, having their hands in your hand, the touch, the warmth of that touch is more, more than anything in this world. So, Facebook, or for that matter, any social media, if it overtakes your personal relations, it obviously affects our offline relations. And this is somewhere very painful. And that is why one should avoid this. So, see how, Facebook has affected our richer forms of communication. We can meet in person, friends, they can meet for tea, just a snack party, right? Or if you can't meet, but you can call for a long time. A long phone call to your friend or your brother who is at distant, or your mother or your parents for that matter, if you're not staying together. Or meeting somewhere in a restaurant. These are, enriching things. But Facebook has swallowed these all things. We have, lost the sense of this enjoyment. Now, every now and then, as I have said, that Facebook and social media, they add new features and they help us to connect more efficiently. But at the same time, somewhere this new feature where we can connect ourselves more efficiently, somewhere it reduces one possibility of meeting offline, right? As we are getting advanced in our technology, somewhere if we are reducing our offline quality relations, it is making more difficult, right? And here Jeffrey Parker, who calls it the closeness properties of friendship, somewhere we are losing this due to Facebook and other social media sites. Now we have talked these all things, but how to avoid these traps? Do you think that we can avoid? Obviously we can avoid. Nowadays, all means, I don't think there's a single person who doesn't know Facebook, who doesn't know WhatsApp, right? Like it has become our fundamental need. It has become our fundamental need. So, leaving these social networking sites like Facebook is unrealistic because most of the time uh, these are very useful because it is in our hand. This is technology and it is meant for betterment of our life, to make our life easy. Okay, so it is in our hands that how we utilize this, because actually Facebook is not making our life miserable. We are making our lives miserable through Facebook, we can say, right? So it is in your hand. So keep this journey under your control. So spare some time for Facebook, or for that matter any social media platform. So block out, keep slot of time, either early in the morning for 10 minutes, you just see, say hello, or check out the updates related to your profession, or in the evening for 10 minutes or half an hour. Okay, it's enough. Next thing, people boast, they boast of that I have so many friends, but these all are virtual friends. These virtual friends won't come to your help when you personally need somebody. So trim the friend list, trim it, keep the selective friends, because you don't know who is the next person, and we have come to know that there are so many fake accounts, and even people, they have witnessed that the person whom they are talking, they don't know whether male or female, but they're trapped. And there are so many cyber crimes that have done through such media. So be selective in your friends, and more important, avoid undesirable people. Means, if you are working in office, all the time you are there in the office, you are meeting these people, right? So don't keep your friends or the undesirable ones you want to avoid. Don't keep them in your friend list, block them or delete them. Then the most important thing, invest more time in building offline relationships. Go, because there is no alternative when all your five senses, sensory faculties are enjoying your life. Okay, think that you are with your friends on a long bike ride, you're climbing a hill, you're enjoying them somewhere on the corner, right? So all your five sensory faculties are there. On Facebook or on WhatsApp, this is not possible, right? So try to build your offline relationships. Talk to your friends, talk to your family members, enjoy time with them, more time with them. Let smartphones not consume your life, right? And the most important thing, what Gulati says, is courageous people, they delete the Facebook account. He calls them courageous because in today's age, keeping yourself away from social media, it may look courageous. Okay, but some people are there. I know such people. They don't use even smartphones, they don't use WhatsApp, they don't use Facebook. They're very, they enjoy their personal lives. So, or otherwise, if you can't delete, keep log out from Facebook for a long time. Otherwise, you have given time, select a proper time slot, trim the friend list, avoid undesirable people, so that you can enjoy your life at its fullest. So what we can conclude from this? We can conclude that social media and social networking sites should be used wisely and in a controlled manner. It should not substitute our personal offline relationships and life. One can decide the particular slot for browsing it as well as keep one's friend list selective and important one. Only important people. Close one. If possible, one can delete it and enjoy offline relations at its fullest form. It can stop making our lives miserable. So, friends, thank you for being with us. Though we talked about this is through this online virtual reality that would be keeping us in touch. But this is for a greater purpose, with a greater purpose, right? So this greater purpose should be kept in mind while being in touch. So be in touch. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with some other interesting story. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.